Hi, I'm Marion from K9 Training Specialist, and I'm going to have a quick talk about puppy potty training. All right, because I get people ask me this all the time, and it's not really something we can train your dog out of unless you actually give the dog to us. Yes, then we manage it and it'll get out of it. But you got to think right now. Okay, the biggest problem I have is people calling me and say, "Oh, my puppy is now going inside," and it's because they've used puppy pads. Do not use puppy pads. All right, the dog does not know the difference between a puppy pad and a carpet most of the time. All right, and it's a hit and miss. If you have used puppy pads and now you're in this situation where the puppy's going still not great and going everywhere, okay, what you're going to have to do is get the dog, really control it every 2 to 3 hours. Right, you're going to either take the dog outside to pee or you're going to take it to the puppy pad to pee. But I would just take it straight outside. I do not like using puppy pads. I think it's a big mistake for them to use puppy pads. All right, so if you have the option, for goodness sakes, please set your alarm every 2 to 3 hours, at least for 2 days. I mean, most people have a weekend off. I would suggest 5 to 7 days would be a much better way to teach your puppy. My German Shepherd, he was fast. He learnt it in 5 days to go outside and pee. That was with me setting the alarm every 2 hours all through the night and taking him out and going, do wheeze. And then as soon as he did it, yay, good job, right? So also after they eat and drink, they're going to want to do a little pee. So that's the time. Now you've got 1 second to reward or correct your dog. So when it starts peeing inside, you need to grab it, take it straight outside, like within that second. If you cannot control your dog going in that second, or you're not watching your dog must be somewhere it can pee. Like let's say you work at home and you aren't watching really what your puppy is doing. It should be somewhere where it can pee. Or you're going to be setting that alarm every 2 hours or so, every 1.5. You need to manage. Because what's happened now, if you haven't done that and your puppy is peeing inside, and you haven't managed that, it's now got in a habit of going inside. Now you have to change that, and that's quite difficult. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to clean the whole area where the puppy's been peeing with strong vinegar water solution, right? Because you need to get rid of all the smell. Because if the dog still smells that there's pee there, it's going to pee there again. Dogs like to pee in one spot. So, now the dog's gone, yeah, this is where I pee, I'm going to pee here, right? Dogs also pee, to mark their territory, which is why normally you see poo and weeing on the outskirts of your property, because they like to, especially on a big property like mine, they like to pee over fox pee and all that sort of stuff to say, hey, go away, you're in my territory. But it depends how primal your dog is, and it depends on a few factors. But look, if you've done the wrong thing with the puppy pads, but you want to keep using the puppy pads, which I don't recommend, I recommend you just take them out every 2 to 3 hours, right? But if you really, really want to keep using the puppy pads, the only thing I can say is, and you go, oh, my dog won't go outside. I would actually put your dog on a leash and just take it outside. I would go, you're going to stay here until you do a wee. I will stand here for 2 hours if I have to, right? Because it's a bit of a determination thing. And as soon as they get a, whoa, that's amazing, they're going to be so happy. I'll put a little bit of footage of my dog going for a wee and how excited he is about that, right? Because I've rewarded him for it. So if you'd really want to use puppy pads, you just keep shifting them closer and closer to the door, right? So little bit by little bit by little bit, closer and closer to the outside door, and then eventually they're on the other side of the door with the door a little bit open, which maybe the dog has to push open or he can exit, and eventually the door would be shut and that dog will scratch to get to the puppy pad. All right, it's a much slower process, guys, but can you do it? Sure, you can. But what I highly recommend is you take a few days off and you get this done, because there's nothing more annoying than having to clean up pee and poo inside all the time, and dogs just get in a habit of doing it, and keeping them leashed, even if they tend to, like, you want to take them outside but they're running in the other direction, I would put a leash on the dog and take it straight outside, right? You need to control everything. I mean, I remember the first year of Koji's life, I micromanaged him like anything, which is why he's a good dog now. I micromanage everything. All right, guys, so that's all I have to say about puppy training. Good luck to you. If you need any other help, you can, of course, call us for some more information, and I'll speak to you soon. See ya.